for mainly for class 12 students will be quite a rigorous problem. It will require quite rigorous knowledge and quite rigorous density of understanding of the topic. So that is what you should obviously very careful about. Have a very clear image of that. AMC 10 will be a slight bit of easier than AMC 12 problems. In the last 5 problem section, I mean that. But even still, those problems require a lot of critical thinking and in-depth theoretical knowledge to understand and proceed with the proper way in a timely manner. And also, since AMC 10 and 12 are jointly proceeding to compete together at AIME, the difference of standard of questions is not much big with respect to difficulty. So unless you know the direct way or direct results, it will be quite difficult to solve them within the given 75 minutes time span. So you guys should be really aware of that and obviously do a lot of practice regarding the particular concept and various uses of that particular concept. Nowadays, now is the high time, although I know there will be a lot of exams going on. You guys have your boards exams in a 2-part. So that is why I am trying to tell you that plan from right now and create a good schedule to practice for those problems. At least have a 20 to 30 minutes span daily to solve this sort of problems, understand a concept and study lot of problems regarding that to solve it. And also in the Grenade platform in future, I would like to add some of the recommended book links list. I am reviewing very much good books, going through that, and I will also recommend those books which will be actually problem based as well as concept based, which you guys can buy or you guys can arrange it in a that way. You guys have a thorough detailed understanding of what we are trying to say there and trying to get there, because that will help you in the all sorts of Olympiad activities as well as any math activities that you are going to face in the JEE exams for or in the 10 12 after admission exams like ESAR exams or NEST exams or ISI exams or CMI exams, or if you are going to study abroad in Cambridge, there is an exam called STEM which you have to go through to get admission there. So these sorts of exams, you will be completely prepared with those training materials, I hope. So let's begin with our seminar. And if you guys have any questions, you can carry forward to me and ask me also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because weather here is very bad, so sometimes
Yes, so we can see.
might be falling, so that's why I asked. So this is the first problem.
So could you help a bit in how we're going to approach like this problem?
Yeah,
Can
I
I-
cannot hear your voice properly. Can you speak a little bit louder?
So is it better now? Yeah,
Yeah.
all I was saying was that, sir, could you just help us a bit with the approach for this problem? I mean, like, what should our roadmap be?
Yeah. The thing is that you need to see what is a tetrahedron generally. Tetrahedron have some
Like a
triangles.
five-sided shape with essentially like
Yeah, there is
a triangle at
triangle,
the bottom.
which is a very important thing. And in this problem, these triangles are very specific type. If you look at AB, AC, and BC, as well as BD and AD, you can easily see that this is a Pythagorean triangles of 3, 4, 5.
Yes, sir.
So that is a very good observation to proceed with the problem.
Okay, sir.
These sort of small things you need to observe when start to doing a problem, and always draw the figure. This will always be helpful. And
So
also,
what's the formula for a area for tetrahedron?
yeah, the thing is that is the thing. For this problem, if you try to find the general formula, that will be an issue. So always remember a trick regarding the polyhedrons. Okay, I will tell you a trick. Whenever you are dealing with a polyhedron, mostly you won't be dealing with a critical polyhedron. Your polyhedrons will be like either tetrahedron. So it is always area of the base. Okay, a tetrahedron have a base.
Sir, C.
It will C. Okay, I have to check the answer. I think it is C. Yeah, you are right. So I am telling you the technique. You have to always find the area of the base, and you see the height from the vertex. You have to multiply that, and 1/3 of that will be the volume. So how we get to that? It is a very critical calculation. We did a triple integration to find it. Otherwise, it is very difficult to prove why a polyhedron, volume of polyhedron is like that. So it's like remember the volume of right angular cone or any cone, and that is that. So yeah, C is the right answer. I have drawn the picture here. Here ABC is the triangle. D is the above vertex. I take D is the above vertex because you can easily see that AC, CB and AB is a right angle triangle, as well as AD and BD and AB is also a right angle triangle. This is the thing I used.
Sir,
Yeah.
excuse me, sir. How did you find EC is right angle?
Yeah, the values are there. Can you check that?
Sorry, sir. What did you say, sir?
ABC and ABD are 3, 4, 5 right angle triangles with area 6, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That is how we got it. And CD is already given. Check it here. CD is already given. And if you draw the picture, you will find that AB is the common side for these triangles. ABC right angle and ADB right angle both have 5 common side, which is AB, and 3, 4, 5 right angles. So I just then dropped the the height from D to AB, which became DE, and which is very easy to find that what is the value of CE here. C is the altitude of ABC. So value will be 12 by 5 because half, we know area already 6. So half into CE into AB is equals to 6, which directly gives us C is equals to 5 √12 by 5. Likewise, in ABD, we can also find out that D is also 12 by 5. Now, triangle CDE have sides 12 by 5, 12 by 5, and 12 by 5 root 2. So it is also isosceles right angle triangle at right angle at CED. So therefore, D is the altitude of the tetrahedron, entire tetrahedron, which also we already knew, but still I have given an argument to prove that. And volume will be 1/3, 6 into 12 by 5, which is 24 by 5. I guess the student who have solved it this way, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Somewhat this way.
Yeah, somehow. So drawing a thing and knowing the strategy is a very important thing. Okay. So next.
I'm not sure of the answer, but I think I figured out the approach.
Yeah, I cannot hear you properly.
So, better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying I'm not sure about the answer, but I think I figured out the approach. So what I did was I took the two triangles and I proved similarity. And then, so what I used the sine rule. So I said side upon sine of angle opposite to the side, and फिर वो मैंने equate कर दिया. So because they're similar, then the angles are the same, right? If the angles are the same, then I made some careless error, but that's the approach I used, and I think I should get the right answer.
Okay. You try it. You find the right answer. That is also important thing because we have to choose the answer.
Yes, sir. Give me
Yeah.
1 second, please.
Yeah. Anybody else also trying or getting the answer? This is not much a difficult problem. This is just a normal way of. You cannot use it normal algebra to get find the answer. Anyone?
So you just give like 1 moment.
Okay, since nobody else was coming up, I just show what I did. So now find out the area of T, which is already given, which is 12. You can use any theorem, you can use Heron's formula or the altitudes formula which I have used here, and you will find out different things. In that way, you will get area of T is 12, or Heron's formula will also give you the area is 12. And the perimeter is obviously 18. So the Pythagorean theorem will imply that H is equals to half square root of 4a square minus b square. And for that, you will get 12 is equals to 2a plus b. 18 is equals to 2a plus b, sorry. And you will get 12 is equals to half b into half square root of 4a square minus b square, which will always already gives us 1 by 4 b root square root of 4a square minus b square. Now you equate and substitute a from both the equations, because we are about to get the approximation for b. It will directly lead us to this equation, that 12 square is equals to b square by 16 into 4a square minus b square. And resolving that, we can already get with a little bit of trick. Normal, just putting it a, it will be 9b square into 9 minus b. Also, you can directly use Heron's formula for this also. Although I have shown you this method, I also did the problem in a Heron's formula, and which was a little bit, I think, which was a little less critical to calculate. But since I have already typed it out in this form, I just didn't type it out the other form. So you can also do that. From that, you will get this sort of equations, which is 64 minus b square into 9 minus b is equals to b cube minus 9b square plus 64. And factorizing all those things, you will get b minus 8 into b square minus b minus 8 is equals to 0. Now, because t and t dash are not congruent, it will directly follow that b is not is equals to 8, because 8 is already there. So hence we have to see that b square minus b minus 8 equals to 0. And using that, you will get positive solution to of this equation is half square root of 33 plus 1. Now, square root of 33 lies within the two squares. Which square numbers? You can tell. That is 5 and 6. So it will be between 5 and 6. That is 25 and 36. And that is how we will do the approximation. The solution will be between half into 5 plus 1 and half into 6 plus 1, which is 3.5. So closest integer will be 3. So am I clear with the solution? This is a strictly algebraic solution.
Right. So I used a slightly different approach. What I said was that I took them as vectors, and then I just took the basically the way you find the resultant of a vector. So I said 64 square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So I took out the angle between the two equal sides, right?
Yeah.
Once I got that angle, मुझे cos theta के form में निकल गया. I converted that to sin theta. Yeah. And then I used the sine rule, which is half into side A into side B into sine of the angle enclosed between
angle area. You mean area rule?
Yes, sir. Yes, I use that. And then what I did was I found the area of the first triangle,
Hmm.
and then मैंने दो equations ले ली of the second triangle and I just equated.
Yeah.
And since the angle is
But what you did is you just overcomplicated the problem, and it will eat a lot of time.
yes,
That is a very
understood.
important thing while you are writing competition problems, especially the MCQ part. Eating up a lot of time won't help you, because these are the problems you are supposed to do. I haven't given any problem which are the most difficult part, that 20 to 25 part, which you may do or may not do, because you can ensure your selection before going to 20. As well as you are correcting 19 problems, you are through. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is the third problem. Okay, this problem is specially for AMC 12 guys, but since I know many of your AMC 10 students are quite advanced and quite understanding of these things, so they can also try. The last two problems were for both AMC 10 and 12. But this problem is slightly more for AMC 12 guys, because this is an AMC 12 problem. And others are quite quiet today. Why? Okay, I am asking
Explain
one thing.
foci and like the ellipse part. I'm not really sure of that.
Yeah, through both the focus of this thing. So that,
I want to know
yeah,
something, sir. How do you find the foci of the ellipse from
yeah,
just
that's
the,
a good question. That is what I was going to tell you. So general equation of an ellipse. Wait a minute, I will write it. 1 minute. Huh? The general equation of an ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square. There will be a square here equal to 1. So this is a general equation. So now if you divide the both thing with 16, you will get x square by 16 plus y square by 1 is equals to 1. So now there is a thing in the ellipse called eccentricity, which you can find out from A and B. And multiplying that with this value of major axis, you get it. So since you don't know the theory, it will be difficult for you to understand what is the focus or that.
But sir,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
is this x, y, b and a?
Here x or y the variables. X or y actually shows the path where the elliptical path. It is the locus of that point. Okay.
Yes.
Like circle.
And,
okay.
So what are A and
circle
B,
have a
like the
fixed
segment?
point. Circle have a fixed point.
And sir,
Yeah. Tell me.
excuse me, sir, what's a and b then? I want
A
is
and B, A and B are the length of major axis and minor axis. Okay, this is the figure. This is a figure of a ellipse. Okay, this is how Earth round, takes round of a sun. You all have learned Kepler law, I guess. Studied Kepler
Sir, you're
law.
breaking up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So Kepler law is also a law of ellipse. The proving Kepler law directly states proving some properties of ellipse also. So there is a biggest length of axis through which focus goes. 1 point here and 1 point there. So this biggest length is called major axis, which generally A, and the perpendicular to the center of this point is called minor axis, which is B. Now since this is a general equation, You have to see what is the bigger. If A is bigger, then the major axis will be through x-axis. And if B is bigger, then major axis will be like that through y-axis. Ellipse will be like that.
Yes,
Okay.
got this. So, and how do foci work? Like, what's
Yeah, the
theory?
foci is this point. It is like minus AE 0. The coordinates are, and it is AE0. And what is E? I will tell you. E is like eccentricity. E is called eccentricity of a conic. A conic is measured through its eccentricity. Okay. If eccentricity is greater than 0 and less than 1, then a conic indicates a ellipse. If it is
So,
equal
but
to
what
1,
does it mean?
oh, okay. It means the distance on a point of a curve with focus by distance from a fixed line from that point. It's a ratio. We measure conic like that. Since you guys don't know the conics, you have to understand. This problem will be difficult.
Sir, what
Ellipse is a conic. Yeah, it's a type of conic. There are 4 type of conics. Okay.
Sir, ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, and circle.
Yes. And there is a special type of conic along with that, which is pair of straight lines. 4
So what
are
is-
direct conics, and the 5th is special conics, which goes through the center of a conic, which is called pair of straight lines.
Is it like parallel lines?
No, there are not parallel lines. What are the conics? So
The
let's say
conics. The
you
conics is like when you cut a plane through a pair of cones whose axes are perpendicular to each other.
Yeah, that's right. So now, since let's say the plane goes through either this line or through this line. So these are all lines which are not cutting but touching the conics through its border. Then you will always get a parallel, pair of straight lines. You will ask many questions to solve regarding pair of straight lines, like finding a intersection point of a pair of straight lines, or like well, how do you measure when a general quadratic equation is a pair of straight lines? These questions are there which are quite critical. Generally, you don't find these questions in the board exams, but in the all competitive exams like JEE or AMC, AIME, or like ISI and CMI entrances, KVVY exams, these questions are quite relevant. And these questions comes, and these are some sort of difficult problems unless until you know. So I hope there are some AMC 12 students who know it, and I just gave a small
Sir.
overview.
Sir, is it D?
Oh, okay, I just erase the board and I will show you. I don't want to waste a lot of time this problem because many of you, yeah, answer is D. You have already found it out. So just here is the conic. Our desired conic is drawn, and here is the circle we are looking for. So now the ellipse with just go through the solution. I will upload it in the Granite. So once you go study these things like ellipse, you can also go through that. Okay, don't worry. The NC10 and who don't know the more about ellipse, don't worry. Since this is a joint seminar, I chose it especially for 12 class. This ellipse is the equation of x square plus 16y square is equal to 16, and center at origin with major axis of length 8 and minor axis of length 12, minor axis of length 2. If the focus of the coordinates are plus minus C0, we just picked it up because it will be much more convenient to do that. Then it will be C square plus 1 square is equals to 4, and C will be plus minus 15. We have a better tool here since it is already said it goes through a focus. Any circle passing through both the foci must have a center on the y-axis. Thus, R is the least large as distance from the foci to y-axis. That is, r is greater than equal to root over 15. For any k greater than 0, the circle of radius root over k square plus 15 and center 0k passes through both the focus. And the points 0, comma k plus minus root over k square plus 15, it comes from a quadratic equation solution. The point 0, k plus root over k square plus 15 is the exterior on the ellipse. Since k plus root over k plus k square plus 15 greater than root 15 and root 15 is greater than 1. And point 0, comma k minus root over k square plus root 15 is in the exterior of the ellipse. If and only if k minus root over k square plus 15 is less than minus 1, which is only possible if k is less than minus 7. So for less than 7, sorry. For k greater than equal to 0, the circle with center 0k intersects the ellipse in 4 points if and only if 0 greater than less than equal to k less than 7. As k increases, radius r is equals to root over k square plus 15 increases as well. So the set of possible radii will be in the interval root 15, comma root over 7 square plus 15, which is root 15, comma 8. As requested, the answer is root 15 plus 8. So, okay, that's fine. I just go into the solution. This might be difficult for 10 or 10 students and see. So now this is the fourth problem. This problem is for both. Master will be good. Anyone with the solution?
Sir, I think it's C.
Okay, so you think it's a C. So why is that? So let's go through it. Let's go through your solutions and let's check why it is C. I don't think it will be C, but what the process you did? Let's check it out, and I will also try to correct it if it works.
Oh, sir, I overcounted.
Okay, okay.
I
now-
overcounted by 30.
yeah.
Sorry.
You then clear it out. Anybody else?
Sir, I was getting D.
You are getting D. Oh my god. Answer is half of D.
Oh, sir. Okay. My bad. I got my mistake.
So then let's check it out. Yeah, how I did it. This problem has a lot of solutions. Many people do it many ways. Okay. Now the problem is like that. For some positive integers, there is a quadrilateral ABCD with positive integer side lengths, perimeter P, right angles and B at C, and AB equals to 2 and CD equals to D. Yeah. Tell me.
What is the answer? Is it
will
B?
be B. Okay. And how many possible values of P such that it is less than 2050? So in every such quadrilateral, CD must be greater than equal to AB. If you draw the picture, you can see why it is that. CD must be greater than equal to AB. Why? You can just check it out. This for this figure, I have drawn it. Just let's see. This is why CD must be greater than equal to AB. Let E be when if is CD equal to AB, then it is a square. We are taking a very particular type. Let E be the foot of the perpendicular from A to CD, and then CE will be 2, obviously, as AB is equals to 2, and AE equals to BC. Isn't it? Because it is a rectangle. Okay. So now let X is equals to AE and Y is equals to DE. Then AD is equals to 2 plus Y. Now by Pythagorean theorem, we can directly say X square plus Y square is equals to 2 plus Y square. Isn't it? Because AD equals to CD is already given. So or X square is equals to 4 plus 4Y. Therefore, X is always even. Let's say X is equals to 2Z. Since these are integer, we have a very, very useful trick here. So now Z square will be 1 plus Y. The perimeter of a quadrilateral is X plus 2Y plus 6. Isn't it? Is equals to 2Z square plus 2Z plus 4. Now increasing positive integer values of Z gives the required quadrilaterals with increasing perimeter. Okay. For Z is equals to 13, the perimeter is 31, sorry, 1988, because by Z you can already calculate all those things. And for Z is equals to 32, the perimeter is 2166. Therefore, there are 32 such quadrilaterals. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
31. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So this is our last problem, and there is also another 3 problem which I will attach to the Granite platform and down. Combinatorics problem is always a challenge. So I will always tell you solve a lot of combinatorics problem. Like lot means a lot. This is a must do. Solving lot of combinatorics problems is a must do if you wanna do really great.
So, but combo is difficult.
Yeah, combi is difficult. You can only get better in combinatorics while solving a lot of problems. As I have said, I have reviewed a lot of books which are relevant for the right now times, and I will send I will send the links along with name and details of those books. Okay, which you can also buy. And also, so for some of books might be very much expensive, so I have also talked with some people. They said they can provide some books with a very handsome discounts also.
So, can you send? Where will you be sending them?
Yeah, actually I will upload. I am reviewing those books. Once I am finished within 1 or 2 weeks, which book is the best and for we take you quickest there, I will already upload the list along with links. Okay.
Okay,
Names
sir.
and
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let's go to this problem and see how it is done. The problem in action. Now, it's best to understand the problem always by taking smaller examples. This is a trick I was always taught in the training when I was a student. And we always used to explore when a generalized problem is given. So we take S is equals to 1, we use S is equals to 2, S is equals to 3. And if you can use, if you can check, you will see there will be only 2, 4, and 8 possibilities respectively for n is equals to 1, 2, and 3. Now we will call a sequence with A, B entries valid if it does not contain 4 or more consecutive symbols that are same. Since we have to use A and B in a same sense, I just told that consecutive symbols. So these sort of smaller tricks are very much important. So to train my students combinatorics, I used to take a lot of mutual session. It's like that. There are 20 or 14 students which I have. We used to solve those problems together. I used to give hints and they used to try, they used to come out with it. In that way, if you can make a group and learn together along with a trainer or without a trainer, it helps hugely, because as a student, I also got trained by that. And at beginning, I was not a very good in combinatorics, but with the consecutive months, I became quite better, and actually being able to solve level problems of IMO within 1 or 2 years. But with thorough, rigorous practice and those drills, it helps. Okay. So for n greater than equal to 4, every valid sequence of length n minus 1 can be extended to valid sequence of length n by appending a symbol different from its last symbol. Similarly, valid sequences for n minus 2 or n minus 3 can be extended to valid sequences of length L also by appending either 2 or 3 symbols different from the last symbol. Note that all these sequences are pairwise distinct. This is also very important. If you take two such sequence, it will be always distinct if we add a last number there. Conversely, every valid sequence of length n ends with either 1, 2, or 3 equal consecutive symbols. So removal of these symbols at the end produces a very valid sequence of length n-1, n-2, or n-3 respectively. Thus, Sn can be easily denoted by this recurrence, which is Sn-s of n-1 plus s of n-2 plus s of n-3. This recursive formula implies that remainders modulo 3 of sequence Sn for 1 is equal to for 1 less than equal to n less than equal to 16 are 2 1 2 2 0 1 0 1 2 0 0 2 2 1 2. For all numbers, it is written here. Thus, the sequence is periodic with length period 13. You can always check. It will repeat because 2050. This is the trick. Since you get there, you solve the problem. Because 2015 is 13 into 155. And how do you get there? By factoring it. By factoring to 2015. 13 into 155. Once I get there, I was looking to find the recurrence. To get anything periodic, because we are required to find the modulo. Modulo is always a periodic. So getting a period will always take me there. So that's how I written that. It will follow S of 2015 is congruent to S of 13, which will be obviously congruent to 2 mod 3. Similarly, the remainders of modulo 4 of the sequence Sn is for 1 to n is less than equal to 7 are 2 0 0 2 2 0 0. Now your question should be why I am taking 16 and 7, because if you continue to do so, you can see that this thing will repeat like after which number. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, so all I was saying was that cyclicity shuru ho jati hai after 7.
Yeah. You just check, then you can already see how I found out 16 and 7. It is a tedious job, but once you do a lot of problems, this sort of things just came out intuitively. Although I did my first 2 intuitions are wrong, my third one was right. So thus the sequence is periodic with length 4. Is you can again check it out here. For n is equals to 4, then it will be, because 2015 is 4 into 503 plus 3. Once I got the trick, then it is easy. It will follow that 2015 will be S congruent to S of 3. It will be congruent to 0 mod 4. Therefore, S of 2015 is 4k for some integer k. And 4k is equals to congruent to 2 mod 3. Hence, k is obviously congruent to 2 mod 3. And S of 2015 is 4k is congruent to 8 mod 3. This is how you solve this problem. This is a critical problem. With lot of knowledge, if you don't know recurrence and substance, it will be difficult. But these problems are from MC10, so you guys must know those things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
one question.
Yeah.
So I understood this question, but I wasn't able to solve it in time. So like I'm in grade 11.
Mhm.
So I mean, what should I do to be able to solve these? Because like
look, you should do lot of problems. And what students does a great mistake while they are in the 10, 11, 12 regime, that they used to mix and match all those topics. Don't do that. Take a good textbook and always go through those chapters in the series at first. Because unless until you have a basic knowledge of that topic, you won't be able to gain that much confidence as well as ability to do those mix and match. Don't do it like some normal basic combinatorics, then you go to inclusion, exclusion, then you go to recurrence. Don't do that. First, take a basic combinatorics and do whatever connected to it. then go to binomial theorem, then go to principle of inclusion, exclusion. This order and entire thing is very important. Once you learn it and solve a lot of problems, and only one book actually don't get you to all the varieties of a problem. So you need to actually do at least 2-3 books to get to that level, so that you can easily understand the problem and have a strategy already with you after 1 or 2 readings of the problem. And most of the time it will be right. It might be wrong 1 or 2 times, but most of the time it will be right. And even if it is wrong, you can always understand why it is wrong, or halfway through or the quarter way through, so that you can rethink. This is a way
Yes, sir.
you guys should do it. Okay. So
Yes, sir. So I mean, abhi like 11th May. So
Yeah.
I'm going a bit ahead of like school May. So
yeah,
sir, mera like binomial tak ho gaya hai. So I'm able to solve around like J mains advanced type of questions.
yeah,
But sir, still, I mean, I'm not at this level.
yeah.
So
I
apart
will
from
tell
like
you. I will tell you what it happens. The binomial thing till JE. Look, whatever books you do, like Cengage is there, a famous book, or the normal
Yeah.
other books, whatever JE material you are provided, those materials is always a curtailed material, because JE is actually an engineering aimed exam. So many of those things are which are not hugely required in engineering is not usually given in the JE exams. Although the pattern of JE advanced are changing, it is became more of a Olympiad style conceptual pattern, but still it is
Yeah.
lot
Yes, sir.
different and lot less than what you should know as an Olympiad student. So that is why there are
Yes,
many
sir.
identities in binomials which you have to know directly to solve a problem. So that is what I am saying, that you need to explore a lot of other materials which are Olympiad or of that topic, like a book of a combinatorics. A book of a combinatorics doesn't have anything other than combinatorics. It emphasizes on that. So you will have a lot of problems strictly on combinatorics, combinatorial concepts, which will give you a better viewpoint. I used to use a book that was a book by Lint, but it is an advanced book, so it will be difficult for you guys. So for you guys, I think what is the best to use the World Press book, Principle and Techniques in Combinatorics. I, as a teacher, start with that book to my students.
Understood.
Even if
And
they are in 6th standard, I used to start with that book.
so
Okay.
one more question, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
No.
So abhi, so like I mean, right now, what like preparation ki jo, I mean, apart from the books you said,
Yeah.
like should I be aiming to solve? So this is JEE mein kehte hai ki you're supposed to solve like upwards of 125, 150 problems a day. So
Yeah.
should I be aiming for the same number of questions?
Yeah,
with,
the Olympiad problem is that it will take a lot of time. So you
Yes,
don't
sir.
need to do lot of that number of problems. But
Yes, sir.
I will tell you, bring out a question paper of any sort of Olympiad, pre-RMO, RMO, or anything. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Start with their basic level. Don't go to higher level, because higher level required a lot of intense concepts and intense problem solving strategies. And take that question paper, there will be 8 or 10 problems in the question paper.
Yes, sir.
Or like structure like you see, there will be at max 25 problems. Try
Yes,
to
sir.
do that 25 problems in a day and see how much you can do. If you can do more than 20, more than 20, then you are getting there. If you are doing only more than 10, then you need to a lot of more practicing. And more than 50s, you are there, but some more effort is needed. You can do it like that.
Right. So, sir, should I aim to finish off theory pehle and then get to questions? Yeah, sir. I mean,
this sort of training is like that. You study a theory and
Yes, sir.
consecutively do problems of that theory. Otherwise, that theory won't have much value.
Understood, sir.
Only then you can learn the strategies and connect that theory with the problem.
Understood, sir.
Yeah. This is a training method. It's completely different from JEE style training method.
Yes.
So that's why people who are trained in Olympiad does exceedingly well in JEEs in the math section. Most of the students used to skip the math section and do chemistry, physics section because that is the scoring section. And then comes math. This is a strategy. It's usually said in the institute. But what Olympiad student does, they complete the math section, physics section, then they go to the chemistry section.
Yes, sir.
So it
So,
is something.
like on a
Okay.
daily basis, I should be devoting like 1 or 2 hours. So because AMC 12 crack karne ke liye, essentially what I'm asking is daily. I mean like 12
Yeah,
hours.
more,
Like,
1 or 2 hour and more. If you can give more, it will be better. But
Yes,
don't give less than 2 hours.
okay, sir. Understood.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. See you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah. Tell me.
I came very late, so will you be sharing a
Yeah,
recording of this?
we'll upload it in the Grainet. You can download it, and also there is also 3 additional problems. You can also check it out.
Sir, the class will be from 4 to 5, right?
Yeah. So today it got carried away with some questions. Okay.
Yes,
Bye.
sir. Sir, I joined late. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I joined at 4:30.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You will get it. And in next class you can question me or mail me with your questions. No issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you, sir. Stay safe. You too, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.